right. Okay, so been a while. Table looks a little different, I think. I put the top in, screen in. Oh, I've added a bunch of buttons. Basically, what we're gonna do, or I wanna show you quickly around how you can probably do this sort of cheap, I guess. I don't know, depending what you want to do.
If you have a smaller budget.
Yeah, the never-ending thing. I figure I was gonna show you this a little bit because I picked up my PC. So, I don't know if you can actually see it, but inside I have my PC just thrown in there. We don't have no sound feedback. I'd recommend that at the minimum. What I did do is you can buy like a little USB like joystick thing. I can try to make a link, something to Amazon. You can get it with some buttons and a controller. Anyways, like I'm using some of my buttons, I just got a cheap controller. But you can kind of just put the buttons in. It treats it like, there's a program I use called Joy to Key. So you just take those buttons and put them to keyboard shortcuts, and then I can use it with the VPX. So essentially, I've already loaded VPX and stuff on, but I will go through it to the best of my ability. Again, Way of the Wrench is better at explaining all of this, would be a better choice. What I want to do is just show that if a fella is farting around with this, I have 3 screens, but I don't have this one hooked up yet. But you could take just a screen here and a screen here, and they don't have to be anything crazy. I know some people asked about the computer. I have, like I got an i7 with a 4070 in it. Like I have a lot of like nerdy stuff about it, but you can probably get away with a very simple PC if you don't want 4K, 120 hertz, like 120 frames. It's kind of a little bit on the nerdy side of this thing, but most of the people that are interested, I guess, have a little bit of nerd to them.
Well, you do tend to nerd out when it comes to pinball machines.
Anyways, just waiting for this to power up here. Yeah. I won't go into too much detail, but anyways, what we're running is, it's called Pinup Popper is what I run to do the thing. I should explain. My goal for this video is going to be, I've done a little bit of playing here, but my goal is going to be to wood finish this stuff up. Like I got some wood putty to clean up some things. I want to tear this thing down. I want to miter this thing for my rails for the glass.
The edges?
Yeah, well right here I got to cut a groove so I can kind of drop this rail that I have. I'll show you the rail. I want to drop this rail in, and I call it a rail. There's sides of the cabinet that cover it, but this one, there's this with a channel in it, and this is what the glass will slide up and down into.
You're making this one very easy to assemble and disassemble.
It's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
So I need to cut a groove into here. I got to figure out how to do that and not get interfere with how my TV's got to go up and down. But this is going to go in, then my glass can slide into this channel because this comes off. This one's like a lot of work to do it. I've said it before. I got to unscrew a bunch of things. I got to do a lot to get to the glass. And this one will be like a real pinball machine. I just hit a lever, this pops off. I can slide the glass out, and then I can wipe down the TV.
Yep.
So anyways, I want to tear it down, get this thing ready, glue it. I want to get it in primer and get some paint into there so I can actually start assembling this.
Are you painting this one black?
I actually want to get graphics or make some graphics for it. That's kind of the plan.
Nice.
Because this one is pretty hoity compared to the other one.
Yes.
So anyways, right now I'm just firing up what's called Joy to Key. Again, it just takes keyboard shortcuts and you just assign the buttons. That's how it works. That one goes, and then there's Pinup. It's called Pinup Popper, but this is running VPX. So anyways, your table comes up.
It's alive.
The OLE is like huge, like so nice, the other one.
Yes.
So I don't have any sound feedback. Like a nice way to do this table would be this, and then I'll show it when we get there, but you'd have at least 4 speakers in here, and then 2 up here, and probably a subwoofer. And then you get a lot of the sound of the ball rolling around. You'd use 7.1 surround, kind of do that.
Just makes it so much more like realistic.
Yeah.
Feels like you're playing on an old school table.
Like if we go into 60s and we pick an older table, and it'll have your your stuff up there.
Please wait. I am now loading up the game. Have fun.
But we're doing it very basic. Like I got a couple buttons. You really only need the 2. You need a launch. You just start and an exit. It's kind of all you need. The way I have it set up, I don't have these. Eventually I want to mod these, so this is going to put quarters in, and that might be like extra ball or do something.
Oh my goodness.
This one is how I add quarters right now, and this is how I would start it. And then there's no real, I don't have the plunger on here, I just have a button, but it would just shoots the ball. And
are you just leaving the button, or are you planning to put a plunger?
No, I have a plunger for it and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just showing how pretty minimal. It works. Some tables that have a different screen, you can put a little, you know, like your score in there, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm nerding out on this.
Because it's so much fun to play.
It's gonna feel like a forever ending thing, but yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to
so
show
much
how like
fun.
affordable, like it depends. If you have a TV, it doesn't have to be this big. I think a 42-inch is like mine, that would fit. You could do like a 19-inch monitor and then a couple speakers, simple computer, a little card, and you know, you're kind of working. Or you can make this a small version on your desktop if a guy wanted like.
So I know people are going to ask, like, what's the ballpark
Right
budget
now, well, I had
for,
about,
like, that kind
what
of
did I say,
table?
$250 for this. The computer, it depends what you have, right?
Right.
If you get the software, you can run it already on your computer in a mode and see if it just works. That's all up to the person. I kind of went a lot of money on the computer, but I want everything, all bells and whistles and everything super nice.
But roughly, if somebody was to just,
It depends if you have stuff. I can't
Yeah.
really say because
Yeah.
you know what's a monitor, what's a
yeah,
TV, what's
I
a
guess
monitor.
So, yeah.
You know, you might have it. Might be a couple $100. Computer, you know, like realistically, like $1,000, $1,500, you could probably make a fairly nice one.
Okay.
It wouldn't be as up and fancy as this, but
No, this one's
not,
like.
I shouldn't say up and
super-
fancy, but it wouldn't be like 4K, 120 frames a second. You know,
Yeah.
like anybody knows a little bit about computers would know kind of what they need if they're doing any kind of gaming, things like that.
Right.
This is not as demanding as, say, I don't know, like some newer video games kind of thing.
Right.
But anyways, that's kind of how it goes. So I have here, like some people have seen this, and you can kind of, I go through, I have all the different, you can download all these tables, there's 3 points to it. I'll explain it when I get there. We're a little ways away from this yet, but
Yeah.
so yeah, cool. So that's what I wanted to start off, just to show this is it is budget friendly. This is like, say, a build series, so, and I'm not very good with all the stuff, so I got to figure it out. Anyhow, before this drags on, I'm pretty much, right now my next step is I have to mark out, because when I do my TV screen, this does flip up, but it doesn't go all the way up. It's hitting, I mitered out everything in here, but
Oh,
it's
that is
it's hitting right around there, so
cool.
I gotta do some stuff yet.
Gotta give it some more
Yeah,
room there to go up.
everything needs a little bit of room or something here.
That's super cool, though.
It's nicer than that one. I don't have to get in there very often, but if a guy did, it's nice.
It's handy.
That one I have to tear it all apart, and then I gotta wiggle and flip and pull my TV screen out. But
Yeah.
anyways, all right.
Cool.
So my next step is pretty much I'm ready to. That thing I can't pull apart, and it is what it is. This one I want to pull apart because I want to glue these edges. I want to glue the bottom in, and I have to miter the top of this. And then yeah, it's a bunch of wood putty and primer. I got some primer. I wish I had some black primer, but I did pick up some paint because in here I want under this, like from here the screen around, I want that black.
Black, yeah.
So, and then the rest is, I don't care what it is because it's just gonna get. I want to get a wrap for it of some
Right.
kind.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a fella who did that, so I might want to
Yes.
reach out to him and do something crazy with that. But
He's amazing at wrapping.
we'll need to figure out a graphic for it. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
All right, I'm gonna get going here.
All right.
Well, that took a bunch, but I'm pretty happy the way it looks. Everything's got 2 coats of primer on it, so it should be good. I just have one inside, but it's really not that important. The upper rail I wanted more, but now we just wait for some paint to dry. I did cut a hole out the back. I didn't show that, but what I'm going to do is run 2 fans up here, and then this is just an access door to get at the PC or whatever I got to do there. And on this one, I built the cover on the back of there, because it's going to do kind of the same business. I'm not sure how these latches are going to be, so I might change this yet, but overall it gets you access into the back if you have to service something, and that's the back, and then you get in the front, and then the screen lifts up. So kind of a win at everything here. Anyways, I'm going to wait for all of this stuff to dry, and then we're going to, I think what I plan to do is just assemble, put the legs back on, put the top box back on. So I might actually spray a little paint. I got some rattle can. I got to wait for this to dry, and we're going to do some Rust-Oleum on it here. Some of this, because apparently you can do it on wood and stuff. So once this stuff is dry, I want to get a coat into there. All the stuff you'll kind of see from up top, I want to get a layer in there, but that'll probably be a little while yet. Yeah, I want black in there. In here, I want everything black on there. So I don't know if I have to sand the primer. I'm not sure how that all works out. If it's like a heavy Bondo primer where you sand it and it goes away. I've never primed wood before, so I don't really know how that goes. Anyways, I'm gonna let the paint dry and then we'll hit it again after. Well, there we go. This is something that I wish my cabinet did, but it's not provisioned to do that very well. Anyways, we got this. So we got a stand, holds everything up. Again, I probably should have a support in here permanently, because there is not a lot. When it's down on its mount, it rests on there, so, you know, that's fine. Put some dowel pins. Like, we got the dowel pins in there, and I just have a pivot. That's where it's pivoting on. Computer, everything sits lower than in that cabinet, or I have the screen higher or something. So this one, the PC is going to have to sit, lay down like that. No big deal. But I'm thinking, well, yeah, we got this all together. So this is good. It's painted. I don't know. I'm still mixed on it. I might do a piece of acrylic or something yet. I don't know. But I just painted up the back. We'll probably end up having to sand the sides. I want to get, like I said, I want to get some graphics for it and stuff. Like, that's my future plan. But for now, I just want to get it together, work. And like I said, I'd like to get a custom graphic for it. But so I'm guessing that's about as far as I am getting today on here. I feel like the next round we're going to be taking all of the electronics and start filling it up with some stuff. We got to do sound, and we got to do all these circuit boards and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of that. We're going to start with those, and then basically that Cleveland software, we're going to use all of his stuff, throw it in there, and then we're going to figure out our speakers and all of that jazz. But yeah, I'm thinking for now, pretty short, but it is what it is. It's kind of what I spent my day. I took a day to play on there, so hopefully next round I'll have it basically up and going and making noises and things, and getting very close to where I'm at with this one. There's a lot more toys that I'm throwing into this one, like stuff, so there'll be a lot more tweaking coming, but for the most part, it should be hopefully usable, more than it was at the beginning of this video. That's my thought. At least in the sound department would be good, but anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.